USF students look forward to Christmas activities.
USF Singing Camarada prepares for madrigals.
And 2 USF students were appointed to the South Dakota Council of Juvenile Services.
All this and more coming up next on College Week.
From the McDonald Center on the campus of the University of Sioux Falls, this is College Week with Sam Tastad, Hannah Olson, and Dakota Case with sports.
Good morning, I'm Sam Tastad.
And I'm Hannah Olson. Thanks for joining us.
Well, Hannah, it's the start of December and Christmas season is around the corner.
I know, it's so exciting, with the right after Thanksgiving, beginning of December, Christmas music's already on the radio, and I always enjoy that. How about you, Sam?
I don't really think it's Christmas until it snows out, but...
Yeah, that's true. But we got a lot of stuff going on campus, though.
There is. The University of Sioux Falls students will celebrate the Christmas season with great enthusiasm. Campus Activities Director Alex Heiner has planned several Christmas activities called the 12 Days of 12-12-12. 12 straight days of activities like Christmas story time, an elf Christmas party, the USF Magical dessert, an ugly, no, awesome Christmas sweater day, the Yule Ball, the Christmas Chapel, and a Merry Hobbit Christmas. Heiner says there are activities to come, so continue to read your campus emails.
Well, every December, the USF Music Department carries on the madrigal tradition with a Renaissance-themed Christmas dinner theater performance. All guests that attend the dinner are treated to a 4-course meal, entertainment that includes jokes, dramatic skits, songs, solos, and instrumental music. Student musicians, dancers, and a court jester will present the entertainment along with the USF Singing Camarada, known as the Madrigal Singers, during the holiday season. The Madrigal dinners begin December 6th and continue on the 7th and 8th. The program begins with a reception in the ward lobby of the McDonald Center at 6:30 p.m. The dinner begins at 7 p.m. in the Salisbury Dining Hall. Tickets are $35, and to order tickets, call 605-331-6580 or email usfmadrigals@usiouxfalls.edu.
USF Theater students recently volunteered at Kids Against Hunger and packaged meals for families around the world. For more on the story, here's College Week's Kendra Strasser.
The theater students at the University of Sioux Falls do more than just rehearse for upcoming productions. They recently helped with a service project for Kids Against Hunger. This is an organization that packs food for people in need. Each packed meal includes white rice, vitamin-fortified soy, dehydrated vegetables, and chicken flavoring. Also, each meal has all of the essential vitamins and minerals required to sustain people in need of adequate nutrition. David Morrell, a USF theater student, describes his part in the food packing assembly line.
My part of the process is I'm the third step, and I have this nice little funnel, goes in the bag, then we top it off with rice. Then she takes it down there and gets it sealed. It's pretty sweet.
Art Weinke, a food packing director, says how this food will feed people far away and in our local community.
Well, the food you're packing tonight probably will end up in Guatemala. We have some containers that are ready to go to Guatemala. We will also supply a lot of food to the backpack program in Sioux Falls. Last year we did probably about 115,000 meals in the backpack program in Sioux Falls.
In just a few hours, the students packed over 9,000 meals. For more information on how to get involved with a future food pack or donation details, log on to kidsagainsthunger.org. For USF College Week, I'm Kendra Strasser.
Well, coming up next, cross-country runner Billy Brockmuller is recognized by the NCAA.
Don't go away.
The NCAA Division II cross-country championships were held in Joplin, Missouri earlier last month. Billy Brockmuller, junior in applied math and computer science double major, represented USF well by bringing home the NCAA's Elite 89 award. Founded by the NCAA, the award recognizes the true essence of the student athlete by honoring the individual who reaches the pinnacle of competition at the national championship level in his or her sport. Brockmuller is the first USF student to compete in an NCAA championship.
Recently, 2 USF students, Becca Bedard and Jacob Root, have been appointed by South Dakota Governor Dennis Dugard to serve as youth members on the South Dakota Council of Juvenile Services. Bedard and Cabrud will serve on the council for 3 years starting in December. The council determines juvenile justice policy and funding for the state of South Dakota.
Intramural volleyball games are underway at the USF campus. On the opening evening of the games, College Week's Kelly Bones was on the scene to take a look into the action.
We're here tonight at the University of Sioux Falls Stewart Center where the intramural volleyball season is getting underway. Students compete with friends and roommates for bragging rights around campus. To USF students, intramural volleyball is serious business.
We practice every morning at 6 in the morning at the gym. I'm totally kidding.
Irene Samaniego is one of several students who take advantage of intramural volleyball as a time to compete in a fun atmosphere. USF Activities Coordinator Alex Heinert organizes the league.
This year's intramural volleyball season is going to be really full. We've got 16 teams, 8 for Mondays, 8 for Tuesdays, which is pretty good. We've had a lot of participation in the past and just as much this year.
In addition to running the league, Heinert plans to participate in the action.
To me, it's a fun way just to get to know them better. I think it's a fun way to get involved. It's sort of also, honestly, like I need to kind of be here anyway, so I might as well have fun and actually be actively engaged with the group instead of sort of just waiting for the games to be done.
The intramural volleyball season goes from early November to early December. Games take place Monday and Tuesday nights, starting at 9 p.m. All are welcome to come and observe the action. Samaniego leaves students with one last bit of advice.
Just go for it. Never look back. Go for it.
From the University of Sioux Falls, I'm Kelly Bones for USF College Week.
Coming up next is Dylan Dwyer with the Morning Brew.
Don't go away.
Good morning and welcome to the Morning Brew. I'm your host Dylan Dwyer, and with me today I have USF basketball player Alex Roby. How you doing today, Alex?
Doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing very well as well.
Good.
So we've had 4 games into the USF season so far, and you guys are 4-0 with wins against South Dakota School of Mines and Mayville and a couple other schools. What do you think of the start so far?
Oh, off to a great start. I think we're kind of coming together, gelling as a unit. So overall, I couldn't be happier with 4 games so far.
Right, and they did look well. What I must say, what I noticed in those games is that the physicality and the aggressiveness that you guys have been showing is a lot different than maybe the tendencies we had last year. What can you have to say about that?
Oh, definitely. Coaches have really been on us this year about making sure we stay on defense and really pressuring up on people. So that's really what we've been emphasizing this year in practices as well as games. So I think it really is showing in the actual games themselves.
So as far as the coaches go, what kind of changes have they implemented this year since last year?
This year, I think we're really trying to get off the floor and run more. That's one thing they're really trying to make us do in practice, especially we do drills all the time, constantly just getting off the floor, running. And then on defense as well, that's one of the main things. We just got to pressure pressure the guards up on top, and then even when it gets entered to the post, really put some pressure in the post. So that's really what we're working on this year.
So for that to be effective, your team has to be well conditioned. And in that regard, what has your team done to make that happen?
Coach always does some interesting drills for us to do conditioning-wise, and we always hate them, but hey, it's something that has to be done with basketball, so that's good.
Right on. So as far as your three-point shooters on your team, I mean, that's a real important aspect. Who's the best guy? Who do you want shooting the rock?
I don't know. We have a bunch that can shoot it. It just kind of depends on the night, but I think Derek Brown always will give us, he always can, I don't know, he can really fill it up if he wants to, so I think maybe Derek.
He's been putting that long-range shot away since I've been here at least. Conversely, underneath the post, what are you looking for as far as that?
Definitely James Rader. He started there for 2 years for us, and he's really one of the best back-to-the-basket guys I've ever seen, so definitely him. And then Dave Maxwell can also use an underside post, but we always throw him in there, and he can find ways to get it done. So.
If I'm not mistaken, Dave Maxwell was playing a little point guard last year.
Yeah, Dave has to play a little bit of everything for us. He's just kind of our go-to guy. Can never really get him off the floor, so he does a little bit of everything.
So, Roby, let's say if you and I were to play a game of one-on-one, who do you think would win?
I don't know. I think we should check it out.
Well, there you have it, folks. Alex Roby, he's actually pretty good. When's your next game, Roby?
It's this Saturday. We play SMSU, the first conference game, so looking forward to it.
Be there if you're a fan. Watch this guy slam it home. Have a good time.
Well, now we take a look at sports with Dakota Case.
Dakota, has there been an update on the NHL lockout?
Well, it looks like the players and owners are going to have a meeting together this afternoon, and we'll see. I talked to my source, and he doesn't know if it's going to work out or not, but as a sports writer and fan, you certainly hope it does.
Oh yeah, hopefully something will work.
We'll see. We'll see. The University of Sioux Falls men's basketball team completed their 4-game non-conference schedule with a 56-42 win over Dakota State University. The Cougars outscored the Trojans 36-21 in the second half after posting a season-low 20 points in the first half. Seniors A.J. Holland and James Rader led the way with 13 points each for USF. The Cougars are now 4-0 on the season and they played at Southwest Minnesota State last Saturday at 7 p.m. The USF women also took on Dakota State on Saturday night as well and got off to a rough start against the Trojans. The Cougars trailed by as much as 10, but went on a 22-7 run to take a 38-33 lead at halftime. Dakota State pulled within 1 of USF with 12:11 to play, but USF answered and pulled away for good with a 10-2 run over the next 3.5 minutes to push their lead to 64-53. The Cougars defeated the Trojans 78-64. Junior transfer McKenna Greathouse led the team in scoring with 19 points and 16 rebounds. J.C. Ulmer finished with 12 points, and Bailey Bowman and Alyssa Rushton scored 10 points. The Cougars women's next game is Saturday at Southwest Minnesota State at 5 p.m. The USF football senior class finished their career with a record of 42-7. With more on why this is such a special class, here's College Week's Brett Geese.
USF football has a strong tradition and great success, but head coach Jed Stugart knows this class will be one that will always be remembered.
You don't see this very often. I mean, when you know to say that in your college career you've only lost 7 football games, and you know you've had a national championship, you've had a runner-up in the national championship game, because a lot of these guys just going back to if they've redshirted or you know they've played 4 years, you know then that means they've had a national championship and runner-up, you know the GPAC conference championships, and then like I said, a lot of people are going to look back and realize to do what they've done their first year in the Northern Sun is going to be pretty special.
Having talent helps a ton, but according to offensive lineman Jared Floto, these guys have another key to their success.
I'd have to say the biggest thing that being here 4 years is just building relationships with my buddies. That's the biggest thing of the reason why we've been as good as we have in the past is just the brotherhood that we have together, and that's most important. And even at the end of the day, win or lose, you still have those guys to count on, and those guys are going to be lifelong friends, and that's how we're able to get and be as successful as we are.
The senior class has plenty of accolades, and quarterback Taylor Perkins and linebacker Nick Bonte point out a couple moments they'll never forget.
Definitely my key highlight is playing against Augustana and beating them. That's something that I'll remember for the rest of my life, and then just playing with these guys and developing relationships with these guys. I'll talk to some of these guys for the rest of my life, and that's something real special.
Obviously, the first year I was here, we won the national championship, so that was the biggest highlight. And then just learning from all those guys. The next year we made it back to the national championship, so that was great too. And then I guess playing some big teams like going to McNeese State was a great game, and this year's been a lot of fun too.
And when all is said and done, linebacker Eric Anderson has some wisdom for the upcoming players.
It goes by fast. That's the biggest thing. I can just remember the very first time I've ever, stepped on that field my freshman year. And it's over just like that. So I just enjoy it. Enjoy the teammates, enjoy the coaches. Don't take anything for granted, and just love every second of it.
For USF College Week, I'm Brett Geese.
Well, thank you, Dakota, for that look at sports. We look forward to next week and seeing what else is going on in sports.
Absolutely.
Sam, what about the morning brew?
Well, another guest with Ruben Isaac next week.
Cool. Sounds great. Well, that wraps up another edition of USF College Week. I'm Hannah Olson.
And I'm Sam Tassid, and have a great day.